I'm Josh Reimer with the product management team here at Loewen, and this is our MultiSlide. So one of the things that customers expect from our product, they expect from a MultiSlide, generally speaking, they like large, contemporary looking product. And this definitely fits the bill in that regard. First and foremost, you can look at the narrow stiles and rails. We actually have that as default on this product. The other thing is large sizes. So we can actually do panel sizes up to 6 by 10 tested. So that'll have a PG rating, that'll have your NFRC rating. The system itself is available in 10 panels in any configuration. So that means that if you have a stacking configuration, that you can have 10 panels across the entire system. In a biparting configuration or a corner configuration, you would have 5 panels on each side. We can also go 48 feet wide in the total system. Now, the other thing that's important when it comes to our MultiSlide is performance. This is a high performing product. And one of the ways that we were able to achieve that was with a fiberglass frame. And that fiberglass frame allows us to get incredible thermal performance and also incredible structural performance. But one of the things that we wanted to do is we wanted to conceal that fiberglass because the fiberglass can actually chalk and fade over time. So we've cladded in aluminum the whole way through. So you can see that there's aluminum cladding on the exterior. The sill is completely clad. It has some ribbing on the aluminum to make sure that it's a non-slip surface. And all the aluminum, of course, is paint matched to the rest of our product using an AMA 2605 standard. We also have our universal frame cladding. It has a full support for our universal casing, but it also has our integral nail fin, which allows for a robust install. The sill design is where this product really shines. So our main objective with this project was to design a sill that could be installed flush, but also get really high performance ratings. So you'll notice that it's a squared off sill. So you can abut your flooring onto the interior and you can have decking to your exterior and you have a flush application. You'll notice that there are fiberglass pieces running through, and that's where you get that exceptional thermal performance. But let's talk water for a moment. So typically when companies design sills, they don't want water getting past this plane of the product. And there's a really easy way to do that, and that is to install what's called a riser. So basically you just add some sort of dam to the interior of your product. The water comes up to the dam, it builds up, but as long as it doesn't cross that threshold, you get your rating. We wanted to do something at Loewen a little bit unprecedented, and that is design a system that can manage water without the need of a riser. And we do have a riser as an option, but it's actually not necessary to get some exceptional ratings. The way that this system works is that water drains into the tracks and into these cavities in the fiberglass. Now, we have a valve system in this transverse drain. So these drains are located wherever 2 panels meet on the track system. Now, in this transverse drain is a valve, and it keeps all the air and water from the outside of the system separate from the interior. Now, the cool thing is that that valve drains through the bottom of the sill. And so what that allows is any water that's built up into this sill system can evacuate through the bottom and then out through the front of the house. Now, it does drain directly below the sill system, and you will want to bring that out of your sill pan through the front. And one of the ways that we've designed to facilitate that are these shim systems, which will get provided with the product. Now, the way that these shims work is that they have a ramp. The water will drain out from the bottom of the sill and then run towards the front of the ramp. We provide this shim, which can support up to 3 tracks. But as I mentioned before, we can do 10 panels on one system, so we need a way to extend that. We also provide this extension. So basically you take your initial shim and you click on an extension, and you can keep on adding this the whole way down and have water run to the exterior of your house. So much like on the exterior where we have that fiberglass frame, which is doing thermal and structural work, but we clad it in the aluminum cladding with the AMA 2605 standard paint. Matches the rest of our product. On the interior, we have the Douglas fir, which of course matches everything else as well. On these panels, we see the vertical grain Douglas fir, which of course on all our door panels, we have vertical grain Douglas fir. On the jambs, you can see that we have Douglas fir panels, again, concealing that fiberglass, which is doing that thermal and structural work behind. And it's a modular system, so as you extend and add more panels to the system, of course, you add more Douglas fir panels all the way through. On these styles, we have an engineered Douglas fir core, which of course allows these to be very straight up to heights of 12 feet. We also have glazing stops. And so one of the things that we've done on this product is we've brought that glazing stop as flush as we can to the interior of the panel. So on this product, we have a square glazing stop. It's also available in OG or a putty variation, but this square stop brought right up to the edge has a very contemporary look. Now, these panels are deep enough that they can facilitate the true triple glazing, which Loewen is known for. We can go quite large with these panels and still get that half-inch airspace in our triple glazing. Take advantage of the argon gas and make sure we're getting the thermal performance we expect out of these. So now looking at the bottom rail on the panel, I want to draw your attention to two different quad rollers which are buried within the bottom rail itself. So on each end there is a quad roller system, 4 wheels each. Each wheel is independent, so it's always in contact with the track. So there's 4 wheels per roller and of course 8 wheels total, which allows for smoother rolling and also much heavier panels. Now you'll notice that there's no adjustment on the face of the bottom rail, and that's because the quad roller system actually uses an end adjust. So on the very end of the panel, there's a little cap at the bottom, and each of those rollers can be adjusted to make sure that the panel is square with the frame. All right, moving on to our flush handle. With this product, we have what's called the Ashford flush handle. So this handle is a little bit unique in the industry. It's a little bit more aesthetically pleasing and functional compared to a lot of what other brands are using on the market. So it's got a bit of a lever. You grab onto it, and with one hand, you can pull the panel open. This is a gear system that is designed to automatically latch when you close the panel. So when you close the panel shut, you don't have to worry about operating a mechanism. It will automatically latch and hold true. And then of course you can lock it on the gear system itself. We also have these alignment pins, and the way that these work is they're situated up the length of the panel, and those help hold the stile straight, but also add security, as well as adding some serious performance in impact and non-impact areas.